So, you just got that notice in the mail for an SSA vision exam. Your stomach probably did a little flip, but you're in exactly the right place. We're going to take all that uncertainty and turn it into a calm, clear plan. Yeah, I'm guessing your mind is going a mile a minute right now. You're probably doing what we call panic math. Worrying about your claim, what this means, and at the same time, that little people-pleasing voice is kicking in, wondering how you're supposed to act, what they want to see. It's totally normal. But here's the good news. We are going to swap all of that out. By the time we're done here, you're going to have a straightforward, actionable plan that puts you right back in the driver's seat. Okay, let's get right into it. First things first, we have to understand why Social Security ordered this exam to begin with. This is the big question, isn't it? Why me? Why now? It is so easy to jump to the worst case scenario, but the real reason is usually, well, a lot less dramatic. And here it is, this is the key. A consultative exam, or a CE, it's just a tool. That's all. It's how the SSA gets some specific, up-to-date info they need to check a box and move your file along. It is absolutely not some secret sign that your claim is doomed. And when you look at the actual reasons, they're kind of boring, honestly. It's usually about paperwork. Maybe your medical records are more than a few months old, or they're missing a very specific measurement, like for your peripheral vision. It could just be a small inconsistency they need to clear up, or maybe your regular doctor's notes just don't have the super technical details an eye specialist provides. It's about filling a gap in the file, not a judgment on you. And this right here, this quote, nails the exact mindset you need to have. Your job isn't to go in there and win. It's not a debate. Your only job is to be a reliable narrator of your life and your vision. That's it. Simple as that. So with that mindset locked in, let's get you prepared. Welcome to Section 2, your 5-item prep kit. This is how you walk in there feeling ready and in control. Here is your checklist. It's super simple. Number 1, bring your photo ID and that appointment letter they sent you. 2, the glasses or contacts you actually use every day, not some old pair from a drawer. 3, a simple 1-page list of your meds. 4, if you have any recent eye test results, bring a copy. And number 5 is optional, but I think it's incredibly helpful, a short 1-page timeline of your vision issues. Because the whole point of this prep is to make sure the exam reflects your real day-to-day life. We are aiming for a typical functioning day, not a best day where you're trying to push through the pain or act like things are better than they are. All right, now let's pull back the curtain on what actually happens inside the exam room. Section 3 is all about the difference between the formal tests and the casual observations. And both are important. So, the examiner is collecting info in 2 different ways. Over on the left, you've got the official tests, the hard data. That's reading the eye chart, the peripheral vision test, and them looking at the physical health of your eyes. But just as important is that column on the right, what they observe. They're going to notice how you get around the office, how you reach for a pen they hand you, and yeah, even if you're scrolling through your phone with no problem in the waiting room. And that leads to this little insider tip. The exam, it kind of starts the moment you walk through the door. The waiting room itself can be part of the observation. Now, I'm not telling you this to make you paranoid. It's just a reminder to be yourself from start to finish. And this brings us to what I think is the most powerful tool you have. Section 4, telling your vision story. This is how you make sure the report they write actually reflects reality. Just look at the night and day difference here. Saying something vague like, my vision is bad, doesn't give them anything to write down. It's not helpful. But an answer like, I stopped driving at night because glare from headlights makes lane markings disappear, well, now that paints a picture. It's specific, it's credible, and it's based on a real-world limitation. So how do you come up with answers like that on the fly? You use this really simple 3-part formula. First, you state the task you were trying to do. Then the trigger, the thing that caused the problem. And finally, the consequence, what actually happened. Task, trigger, consequence. You can remember that. And here's exactly how that looks in the real world. Instead of saying, I have trouble reading, you use the formula. The task, reading my medication labels. The trigger, the really small print. And the consequence, I can only do it for about 5 minutes before I get a killer headache and lose my place. See how that works? It's factual, it's about function, and it is so much more effective. Okay, we are on the home stretch now. Let's talk about one last really important thing to do the moment you leave that appointment. This is Section 5, and we're calling it your 10-minute receipt trail. The second you get in your car or as soon as you get home, just take 10 minutes, that's all. Jot down the date and the time you got there and when you left. Write down the clinic's name, list out the tests you remember them doing, and make a note of anything that seemed off. Maybe a piece of equipment wasn't working right or you felt rushed. This isn't about looking for a fight, it's about creating an accurate record while it's still fresh in your mind. And this brings everything full circle. Back to our main theme. You have to remember the win today is not doing well on a test. The real win is being accurately understood. That's what this entire plan is designed to do. So we've gone through why the exam was ordered, how to prepare for it, and how to tell your story effectively. The only question left is, with all these tools, is your story ready to be truly understood?